will see that the main elements of the smart work is actually the four wheels: this goal, plan, task, and people. Now I will be taking, because these are the very important management principles also. These are the principles which are applicable for a person, for an individual. They are also equally applicable to any organization, be it a farm, be it a bigger company, or even a corporate body with all diversifications, whatever they are, maybe for schools, for colleges, for any organization. So these are very relevant. These are really very important management principles, because if the work has got to be smart, their elements are also need to be smart. The goal must be smart, plan must be smart, task must be smart, people must be smart, then only it will be a smart work. So the vehicle of smart work has to run on these four wheels. Now, coming to one of the elements, that is goal. What is the goal? And what are the elements also? They are the various components in a goal. Goal, one is specific. Second is measurable. It must be measurable. You can measure it. Third is it is attainable. If all these salient, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you are
Yes,
audible.
sir, you are audible.
Okay, thanks. So now the goal must be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. If all these salient features are maintained, then the goal you pursue is the right goal. Now let me give an example. Supposing I am into a fitness regime, and what do I propose to myself? I have put up a challenge to me that I must lose weight. So if my statement is I will lose more weight, it is vague. It is vague because of the word more. Word more is vague. But instead, if I say no, I will be losing at least 5 kg, that is more specific. You are making it specific. The goal is now specific. But there are also still alternatives, that you may say that no, I will lose 5 kilos within a month by walking 5 kilometers every day, or by running 5 kilometers within 45 minutes. This is comprehensive. You have set up a goal which is complete and comprehensive. And probably it covers all the elements in goal, because you are giving a timeline, time bound, because you want to do it in a month. So it is time bound. And you have not said that you will be losing 50 kgs. So because 50 kg will be ambitious and you have to struggle hard and you will never do it. So it is attainable. 5 kg is attainable. Now, relevant, attainable also, let me tell you what we mean by word attainable. Supposing a farm, a company is doing some profit, and the profit aimed at is reasonable. It must be reasonable. And you can find it out from analytics, looking at the various past metrics, like when there was a peak sale, what is the sale trends. From all these, it can be known whether the goal of increasing profit is reasonable or not, whether it is attainable or not. Now, it must be relevant. The goal must be relevant. How it can be relevant? Here also it must be reasonable. It must be realistic. It must be rooted in the ground realities, and it must be resourced. Otherwise, unless it is budgeted for, it is not relevant. So you will have to spend something, you have to invest something for the goal. So for it, then only it will become relevant, and it will be relevant only when the goals align with you, align with what you stand for, what your values are. If they are properly aligned with that, then it becomes relevant. So this is all about the goal. Now let me come to planning or strategy. In planning, I have taken three things. One is setting milestone, second working out details, and third evaluation. Now, if simply you put a goal, say for example, a company or a farm, one entrepreneur, he is saying that he will be achieving 10 crores profit by the year end during this financial year. If you leave at that, then your workers will not work for a whole year almost. Unless you break up that particular target, that particular goal into, say, various milestones. So milestones are nothing but mini goals you have to set up. That particular farm has to set up quarterly targets or even monthly targets so that they are visible to the workers, and every day they have to put up some sort of work, some task, so that they achieve the monthly target or they achieve the quarterly target. So setting milestone or creating mini goals is the one step or the first step in planning. So simply setting the goal is not sufficient. What you have got to do, you have to set the milestone. Now you have to work out details also. Say in the same example, if you have to say that you have to make a profit of 20 crores at the end of the year, then you accordingly will have to see how many customers you have to daily visit. And not only if you visit 100 customers, there can be prospects or lead only generated, can be generated only for 20. So, and if leads can be generated only for 20, actually it may be converted into actual, say in case of 2 or 3. So the planning must be done this way, that how many customers you have to daily meet, so as to generate, say, 20 leads at least, so as to generate 20 prospects, and so that finally 2 or 3 cases are really converted into real customers. They happen to be our customers actually finally. So a lot of work has to go into not only merely creating the mini goal, but pursuing that mini goal also on by daily or everyday task. Now let me come to the third point, that is evaluation. This is also most important, because your plan cannot be always fail proof, cannot be foolproof. There may be some problems. You have anticipated something, certain things, and certain anticipations do not happen in between, and so the plan goes away. That is also possible. That is why always you have to evaluate that whatever goal you have set up, whatever milestones you have set up, and whatever workout details you have worked out, the details, all these are working fine or not. This you have to ensure all the time. That is why that evaluation is required, and sometimes you may have to go for mid-course correction also. You have to go for plan B. These two things I will explain by giving you one example. Say for example, you are starting from point A and moving to point B. Your destination is point B. You have hired a taxi, you have got an experienced driver with you, and you have also a tool with you like Google Map. So through Google Map, you are all the time seeing what is the position of the road, whether there is enough traffic, that is raw or not, whether the road is clean or not, or whether there is some shortcut or not. All these things you are seeing from the Google Map, and accordingly you are moving. But it may so happen that certain things which is not there in the Google, and you see a roadblock somewhere. Now you have to move. How to avoid this roadblock? It is possible that there is a road somewhere there, a small road somewhere which is connecting to the highway. So you can ask the driver, take this alternate route. So you have an alternate route and you are going to through the alternate route to the highway, and from that place, no problem. Course correction. You are correcting yourself midway. But also there may be possibility of total failure of plan A. Whatever plan you had made, that plan fails. Either the vehicle breaks down or something of that sort, or the driver falls ill. These things you did not anticipate. Now you have to think of immediately that what I can do. You have to find out if there is a way, if there are say e-rickshaw, whether I can take another mode of conveyance, and whether by e-rickshaw I can immediately, whether it is a short distance to go up to the highway, so that I can again make my journey fast. So this is how you have to evaluate the plan you have made and plan made to pursue the goal. And in mid-course modifications, mid-course correction, if required, those things have to be done. Now, let me tell you one thing, that here, say, for example, let us take the case of somebody who has decided to participate in a marathon. So, in that case, what he will say, what is his milestones? His milestones are there like this, that he will be doing jogging for 30 minutes daily. Then other milestone is that he has to walk 5 kilometers, he has to run 5 kilometers daily. And third milestone will be that he will have to cover 15 to 20 kilometers in a week. So these are the milestones. And what is his task? His task is that he has to find out a suitable shoe, a running shoe, so that he can go for jogging. If you take the first milestone even for jogging, he has to buy at least a running shoe. Similarly, not only that, he has to go for a mentor. It's possible. He may require a coach, or he may also take the help of a nutritionist. He has to find out what diet he has to take, what is the time interval he must, with that he has to take food. All these things he has to carefully, and these are the tasks for him. These are the now tasks. So he has to make a schedule of tasks if he has to join marathon. So, and not only tasks, now the second point here is the put sustained efforts. You have to put sustained efforts. Here, let me give you an example of a summit. You are at the bottom of a mountain and you are looking at the summit. Simply, you will be overwhelmed looking at the summit, because the distance you have got to cover till that summit is going to demotivate you. So, what you have to do is, don't look at the summit. Rather, you have got tasks. Now, you are seeing a camp just 100 meters away. So, do not look beyond the camp. Now, you think of the camp only. And if you can go up to the camp, then you have performed your first task. Next, you think of another 100 yards, then another 200 yards. This way, you cover the whole distance till the summit. So, you have to put sustained efforts. Now, most important point is, third point I have put, manage time. Managing time, time management is a most important aspect while performing tasks. How do you manage time? The first thing is, people have got a tendency to put off things. Whatever tasks they have got to do, they usually do not do those tasks unless they have mini goals in their front. Unless they have got the task to be performed, say within a short period of time, you have to give the result. Unless that sort of mini goal is there before them, you cannot really take tasks from the people. They will be procrastinating. So not to procrastinate is one part of management of time. You should not put off your things that, okay, there are targets like this that at least 20 crores profit the company, the firm has to make at the year end. Okay, year is there. So let me think of those things tomorrow, day after. Like that, you may procrastinate. So those things are not going to do good. Now, not only procrastination, also you have to use shortcuts sometimes. Say, for example, you are using a spreadsheet, and in spreadsheet, without doing from the scratch, even you can also take templates, which is already readily available. So from templates, you can make things, say, you can cut time and make it short so that your time is managed. Not only shortcut, sometimes you have to use others' experience also. Because those who are experienced, already they have traversed their path. Already they have met with their challenges. Already they have found certain responses to the various challenges in life. So unless going through the same period, same path, it is better to draw on their experiences and then build on. If required, you may reiterate those experiences, you may iterate those experiences. You may even execute new ideas on that. That is acceptable. But you have to also depend upon others' experience. Now, the final one is multitasking. No multitasking. I am saying that multitasking is bad. Actually, some people, they advocate multitasking in this age of internet. They say that you have to handle so many things at the same time. Say you have to handle the email, you have to handle WhatsApp, you have to handle the telephone, you have to handle your own work at task at hand, all these things simultaneously. If you do that, you will lose focus on each of them, and nothing will go ahead, nothing will move ahead. So what is important is to have focus on one thing at one time. That in psychology, there is one word, span of attention. All of you must have heard about it. Span of attention means you cannot attend to so many things at the same time. That is in psychology, span of attention. Similarly, you have to have focus on one task which is at your hand, in your hand now. Say, for example, while taking food, people suggest, those who are nutritionists, they would always suggest that when you are taking food, don't see TV, don't talk to others. You concentrate on food only. You enjoy taking food, because otherwise the required saliva will not come out in your mouth, and which is important for digestion. So you need to have focus, concentration on each task. And sometimes, rather, instead of multitasking, all those different tasks like your email or WhatsApp, whatever, all these things should rather be switched off, should be stopped, because they continuously interrupt you. They continuously make it so much a problem that you are not in a position to focus on important task which is in your hand. So now I am coming to the most important, the fourth element, that is people. But before coming to the people, I will tell you about three important laws which are there and which is precursor to the concept of people in my whole scheme of things. Here the laws which govern smart work, the first law is law of few. Law of few. Actually, this is uh, enunciated by Malcolm Gladwell in his book, The Tipping Point. There he suggests that this few is most important. And what he says, he has given that three sets of people are important in life. One is connectors, second is mavens, third is salesmen. These three types of people are most important in anybody's life, in the life of individual, in the life of organization, everywhere they are required. Who are they? Connectors means those people who are having very good social connection, because they have got a network of friendships, and they will be very useful to you at any point of time. Second is mavens, people with knowledge, people with experience. As I've already told you, that experience counts. So those who are with knowledge, those who are with experience, they can always be friend, philosopher, and guide. They can always lend a helping hand in all cases, in all situations. And the third is the salespersons. They have got the selling abilities. They can convince the people, they have got the technique, they can explain things, and they can immediately sell your products well. So all these three types of people are required in all endeavor of life, in all works of life. This is one important law. That is because these three types of people, they move the world. They can do wonders. Now, there is a second law also. Second law by Napoleon Hill, one of the very good motivational speakers, Napoleon Hill. In his book, The Law of Success, he has written about this law of increasing returns. Actually, Napoleon Hill used to visit lot many places to give lectures, to deliver lectures. Once he went to one university to deliver lectures, but there he received so much of treatment, and that he was very much impressed by the treatment, and he told the university professor that I won't take single paisa. Even though usually he charges $100 per session, he refused to take even a single paisa because he was overwhelmed by the treatment he got from the college there, from the university there. So after that, the university professor also was impressed with the greatness of Napoleon Hill. And what he did, he told batches of students that you see the greatness of Napoleon Hill. He came here, he delivered lectures, but refused to take fees, and that is his greatness. So all of you, I tell you to purchase his magazine. So that way, Napoleon Hill almost in 2 years got $50,000 subscriptions from the sale of magazines. Now the thing is, it is not that Napoleon Hill had some hidden motive. He did it because he felt that sometimes doing things this way is better than taking money. That was his feeling. That is why he did it. That was not the hidden motive, but this is what is known as law of increasing returns. I can give you another example. So there were two farmers, both of them loved mangoes. Now what one did is that he went to the nursery, brought some seeds, planted them in his garden, and those, they grew up as mangoes within 3-4 years. And not only he, but his generations to come, they enjoyed taking mango from the tree. But the other farmer, he was purchasing from the market. Every year he used to purchase, and he was doing the same thing. That was his habit. But every year also he was complaining that the prices are going up and mangoes are becoming very expensive. So here in these two stories, I have told you about the law of increasing returns. How sometimes the returns will be more when the days pass by. Now the third law is the law of learning, knowledge. Knowledge or learning, that is essential in every walk of life, and that you get from both mentors and from books. Mentors are those who have got sufficient knowledge to coach you, to give you guidance. So you must take the help of mentors. And books are also the best companions in during your loneliness. You have to take the help of books. So all these three laws almost they say about the network of people. This is before just going to people. I wanted to tell you about these three laws. So the almost I am coming to my end of the session. Here, this is the last almost two slides are left only. Here, the people means you have to go for team building. You have to build the team. Now, the laws you have know, and from that you know how to team up, how to build up your team. When you are talking of a team, naturally, there will be different types of people. Skilled workers, unskilled workers. There will be experts or specialists, or also at the same time jack of all trades and master of none type. There will be those types of people who will be required in your organization. So with them you have to build up the team. Now since you have taken people from different disparate background, it is quite natural that you have to also have maintain a cultural identity of your organization. How do you do that? It's not an easy task. Say Tata Group is famous for that they have got a very good cultural identity. If somebody, some worker is there from Tata Group, he is identified by the culture they stand for, the values that the Tata Group stands for. So how do you do that? How do you enthuse, or how do you inspire the people to have a culture or an identity? In fact, cultural identity is nothing but integrating the all team members into a single framework with common expectations. They must have a common expectation. They must have a common goal to pursue. They must have the various tasks. They know what are those tasks. They are well aware of those tasks. Not only that, they must know that what for they are doing those tasks, performing those tasks to get at the goal. So once they know all these things, and for maintaining identity, the leader, he has to interact with the members regularly at regular intervals. Not only, or sometimes also if he is not physically present, then also through video conference, and he can encourage all the team members to share knowledge or even share workload. And sometimes he can also, if somebody has got some achievement, it is possible that some team member he has contributed to the corporate goal, or some team member they have done something very valuable for a customer. So those achievements needs to be flagged up, either in a meeting or outside somewhere. They should be flagged up. Then only an identity will be maintained and they become a family. If they are ill, they are bedridden, you must visit them, you must. So all these things you have to do as if you are in a family. Then leader, one who understands all these things, he has to understand. And to become a leader, he has to lead from the front. He has to set the example. He has to become a source of inspiration for others. Others must look forward to him, that okay, this is the man who must be held in high esteem, because he is doing so much of work in a very short time. He is teaming up with all of us. He is not merely above us, rather he is with all of us. So that feeling must be there, and then only a leader can become a role model for others. Now, even though he is a leader, there should not be concentration of power in the leader. Leader should not assume all the responsibilities to himself. Rather, he must trust his team members because he knows they're all matured people and they have got their open choices. They can do their own things if they are given enough liberty. That is why not only you have to entrust work to them, you have to trust them and delegate some of the responsibilities and power to them. So if you delegate the power to them, they will feel as if they have got power and they will try their best to do justice, to do their task with all sincerity and involvement. Now, trusting and delegating power doesn't mean that you abdicate your responsibility totally. That is also not required. You have got to control, review, monitor. So that is another task, the management goal. That is, whenever you are trusting and delegating so many things to your subordinates, you must also at the same time control them by reviewing their performance timely, maybe at regular intervals, maybe quarterly, maybe monthly or annually. Review their performance, and so that if you review, you can know that where do they fail or whether they may not be failing. Organization may have certain issues, certain problems which are beyond the workers. If you know those problems, you can address those problems also. You can address those issues. Now, if you cannot address those issues as a leader, it is also required that you will have to outsource somebody. You have to go for a consultant, and then only you will, sorry, by doing that, you can see greater loyalty of the team members and you can see that the team members go extra mile. So without abdicating your responsibility, you will have to monitor the quality of work by each of the team members, and you must have frank discussions about the various challenges the workers face. So the frank discussion must be there, and you must address the deeper problems. If you cannot address, better you also at the same time engage a consultant to know what is actually ailing the organization. Now finally, you have to celebrate success. When there is success in the organization, and naturally it is not your success only, it is the team success, the success of the whole team. So you have to share it with all the team members. Maybe it may not be possible that all the time you may have some award ceremony just to give some awards. If possible, you may do it at annually or something like that. But other things you can do, like say just patting on their back or giving some positive feedbacks sometimes, or sometimes also just in a meeting, just appreciating their work, that he has done a good work, he has satisfied a valued customer, or that he has achieved this thing which is important for the corporate goal. All these things you can sometimes, that by that you can imbibe a culture, a different identity for the whole group. So this is almost, I have come to the end of my discussion. Now let me conclude that whatever I have said, I don't mean to say that smart work is something very different from the hard work. It is not that it is a substitute of hard work. It's wrong. It's wrong to say the smart work is something which is very different from hard work. You have to put up hard work, and smart work only builds on hard work. It is an extension of hard work. Say for example, I can tell you about a dancer's art. Dancer who is performing on the stage. You might have seen sometimes the dancer's effortless dance that inspires you, that gives you a sort of feeling, wow feeling. You are so much pleased that how effortlessly he is dancing. It is not effortless. Ages of or years of effort has gone into it. He has built up it over a period of 10 years, 15 years. He has made his body flexible. He has his body, that art form has been internalized by that particular person. So much so that whatever he is presenting before the audience, that looks pure artistic, that looks something which for which you come out with a wow. Now, say for example, let me tell you about one computer training institute which was there, and which wanted to, because it is just started new. So what it did, that it went to a nearby school, just taking the permission from the headmaster. He told the students there that there is a scholarship scheme. All of you will be giving a test tomorrow. Those people who will be coming out successful, they will be getting computer training in my institute with 50% discount in fees. So with that, the students were very happy. Next day there was a test, and the students gave the test, and almost 30% of students, they succeeded. And then those 30%, they were called to that institute, and they got training there. Now the students were very happy that they are very good, brilliant students. That is why they got a chance to get computer training in this institute. But that is not the fact. The fact is really lies with the entrepreneur there. The man who is leading that institute. He thought of this idea because he wanted to soft sell. Because he knows that he has to do both hard work and the smart work. It's a smart work, but at the same time he has done the hard work also. He has got hundred students at least for his computer training, just by going to the school, just telling the people, the students there, and taking students from that to the institute. So just like the dancer, like an actor, this computer training institute also, the head of the computer training institute, he was soft selling his product, his services to the boys. Now, with this, I can conclude that smart work is not a debatable proposition, as I have put the verses at the beginning. Rather, it is the smart work which builds on hard work and gives a direction to hard work only. Thank you very much. So I can invite now the queries from all of you.
Sir, I am Muralidharan here, a retired banker. My question is,
yes,
your first 3 slides were explaining about the smart work, and the remaining slides somewhat it associated with the hard work. Can I have the combination is 30-70 will win the hearts of the bosses?
Well, that depends. It depends actually whether it is 30-70 or what. But hard work is definitely, I think, more than 60%. 60-70% hard work must be there. Otherwise, smart work simply doesn't have any meaning, doesn't have any standing without hard work. You see, those very great achievers in life, like Bezos or say Jokerman or whatever, or even whoever, Jack Ma, all of them, they have got they have gone to great heights only because of hard work, sheer hard work. Hard work is there. You cannot substitute it with anything. I am just giving a direction to hard work. That's all.
That's right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a very nice presentation.
Smart work can be a complementing to hard work. Nice presentation, sir. Fantastic. This is Lakshminarayan from Chennai, sir. Thank you. Wonderful. Simply well explained. All your slides are lucid. There is clarity was there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.